I'm John Stanley, your perennial creature feature host. Tonight I'm rebelling. I'm not going to show you the creeping terror or the Plan 9 from outer space. In fact, delight, no movie tonight at all. Send Catwoman to the moon back to the vault, will you, Rob? Thanks. Instead, we're going to take a 2-hour excursion into a lesser-known area of cinematic endeavor, the semi-professional 16mm film or videotape, conceived through the eyes of the young on equipment such as you see right here. Now, last December, I introduced you to this unusual bunch of Bay Area filmmakers who have been so inspired by recent fantasy movies that they've picked up the camera themselves to produce their own unique visions of science fiction, fantasy, and horror. You know the group I mean. That old clan that I call... Well, our Star Wars Gang of Tomorrow special is going to offer you footage that, in some cases, looks even better than a lot of the professional films I've been playing on this show during the past 4 years. You're going to see a rollicking spoof on Alien, called Illegal Alien, and you're going to see stop-motion animation and other highlights from Eye of the Wizard, an Arabian Nights fantasy in the Ray Harryhouse tradition. Plus a few other odds and ends to amuse, befuddle, and perhaps even amaze you, all made on a shoestring and a prayer, by young men and women hoping for a piece of the great motion pictures pie. Now, you're going to be startled by their professional quality, or you may look, shake your head, and say, Stanley, what are you doing? But never underestimate that old Star Wars gang of mine. Somewhere in there could be the George Lucas or Steven Spielberg of tomorrow. Well, our first offering tonight is going to be Clone Baby, a videotape event from Viper Optics, an audio-visual design company in Oakland specializing in industrial and commercial video and rock promotion tapes. Now, this is less in keeping with the narrative films we're going to see later on tonight, but I liked it, and I wanted to share it with you for its ability to be avant-garde and experimental, and yet still deliver a dramatic effect and a musical warning about where our society could be headed.
Not long ago, I was spending some time down in the corner grocery line when some news caught my eye. It said right there, some baby's clone from some millionaire. It's a clone, baby. It's got some tight old jeans. It's a travesty, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Well, I thought to myself, it seems kind of dumb, perpetuating some chromosome. With the nature of things and the state of our race, we can't afford to stay in one place. It's a clone, baby. It's got some tight old jeans. It's a travesty, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I projected the scene. I stood all alone. I was the only person I cloned. With the clones in control, they firmly resolved that our gene pool would never evolve. It's a clone, baby. It's got some tight old genes. It's a travesty, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. was in for a shock. It then became clear that all the clones were already here. You just look at your minds. It's really a shame, but you are meant to clone all the same. You are clones, babies. Your thoughts are all just the same. You are travesties. You're only your own self to blame.
And now here are the masterminds behind Viper Optics and the audiovisual tape you just saw, Clone Baby, James and Joanne Gillerman. Now, you two have produced a very offbeat piece of work there. I wouldn't have had it on our show tonight. But are you satisfying the needs of the commercial market or just your own personal needs as storytellers and image givers?
It's funny to hear it referred to as storytelling.
Oh, there's a story in it for me. There's a message in it.
No, there is a message. We are hoping it's commercial.
Mm-hmm. How about you, James?
Yeah, I agree with that. We definitely hope it's commercial. I think that's the direction that a lot of the rock promo tapes are moving into, being a little less narrative, not just seeing rock bands playing up on stage, which gets fairly boring after the first or second viewing, but and getting some sort of a storyline in there, even if it's not quite as narrative as maybe some people would want to see.
What do each of you individually contribute to a piece like this for Viper Optics?
Well, I contribute basically the special effects and the computer graphics and the video. We are three people. We are James and myself and Jim Whitaker. And the breakdown of it is basically James is the music and I'm the video and Jim would be design and camera and lighting. So we we break up that way. So we should probably talk about it. We all sort of double and brass. We sort of do everything.
Where do you want to go as individual or collective videotape or filmmakers?
You take
we would definitely like to make some money with this kind of approach to rock promos. We enjoy doing these kinds of things.
We'd like to make a video album, for one thing. And we sort of visualize these as single pieces on sort of working toward a video album.
Our current project, we have a half-an-hour project that we're working on that we're trying to sell commercially. That would be essentially eight interrelated rock songs.
Well, if there's anybody out there who would like to get a hold of you, the name is Viper Optics, and the address is 950 61st Street, Oakland, California, and the hotline number to call, all of our numbers are hotlines on this show, Joanne, is 654-2880. Okay? So anybody out there interested, get a hold of Joanne or James Gillerman. Where do you two go from here? What's your next project? What do you have in the works right now?
Our next project is the eight songs that go together as a whole side of an album, which is what he was referring to.
I see.
And we've started working on, we've almost finished the script of it, and we've almost finished the soundtrack.
Too.
Do each of you harbor ambitions to get into film and become filmmakers one day? You consider that a totally different field?
I consider that a totally different field.
I've worked in film somewhat before, but I think I'm mostly involved in the videotaping now.
Each of you, from your own point of view, what should videotape or film achieve? What should be its goal?
I think strong visuals and communication, both.
How about you, Jim?
I think I'm a little bit more of a narrative element than either Joanne or Jim Whitaker.
Speaking of narrative, in a moment when I return, we're going to take you all into deep space where a freighter from Earth is about to undergo a strange encounter with, well, you won't believe your eyes when you see this masterful $15,000 film from Gregory Keller. Never has an extraterrestrial life form been so repulsive and stomach-churning. Hideous beyond description. Repugnant, sickening, horrifyingly ghastly. Vomitory, invidious, deviously disgusting, abhorrent, and just a touch shuddersome. In short, not very cute. I refer, of course, to that scourge of the spaceways, Alien. Now, that movie made a fortune back in 1979, and the producers were screaming all the way to the bank. Now, in 1983, along comes a Bay Area filmmaker, Gregory Keller, who hopes to be laughing all the way to the bank with his parody, A Legal Alien. So, here it is, a film that ranks with Ernie Vasilius' Hardware Wars for sinned-up lampoonery, a film that might, well, guffaw you to death. But don't forget, in space, no one can hear you laugh.
Oh, this oatmeal's awful. Who made the oatmeal today? It's lumpy. Don't have any raisins to put in it or anything.
Hey, man. What about this bonus been coming down, man?
The bonus situation has never been on an equitable basis.
Relax, carbon units. You'll get what's coming to you.
Oh, man. Give me a break, huh?
Yeah, I can relate to that.
And another thing. Me and Bruce ain't cleaning that kitty litter box anymore. Let Lemberger do it.
And, Parker, don't mess with my head.
Show a leak in reactor number 3. You want to give it a check?
Oh,
Wrigley, how are we doing on that forward scan? People
you better have something good. I got a good hand. What you have? What you bet?
Well, I bet you 2 grands and Limburger.
I got 5 Cougar Rands, 10 Cougar Rands.
What?
We have those give me a Limburger.
And there's a Limbic over there.
Oh, baby. What a pair of diodes.
I'll see your 2 raise you 5 Cougar Rands and 2 nights with Limburger.
I'll call.
That's not a system.
Did you figure that out all by yourself?
Where the hell are we?
Good morning, Mom. I'm not your son, Mom. Mom, I'm captain of the ship now. I am. What I want to know is, what are we doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Oh, hey, thanks a lot, huh?
God, what happened to him?
Disgusting.
I told you guys not to bring him back on ship.
Phew, this guy wrote the book on ugly.
Pathetic. Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
What do you think, Ash?
I don't know, but you're not going to get me to clean up this mess. What flavor is it? Wrigley. Remove the helmet.
Right.
Oh, my God. We better get it off.
No, wait. Let's do this properly.
Cook it up now. Gonna get love free. Cook it up, cook it up. Gonna get love free.
Cook it up, cook it up, cook it up. Cook it up, cook it up, cook it up. What a loser. Cook it up.
So where is it?
Well, now that I've been made a member of the crew, the FCC insists that we pause in the middle of Illegal Alien to bring you a few terrifying themes of our own, such as commercial messages. Remember, during a TV commercial, the sponsor cannot hear you scream. So go right ahead. Shout your lungs out. Now that you've had a chance to scream, it's time once again to laugh. Let's plunge back into the depths of space as we see the rest of Gregory Keller's parody of the very popular 1979 horror science fiction classic, a parody he reverently calls Illegal Alien.
Oh, man, lame. Hey, you gotta stick to a high-protein macrobiotic diet.
That's it. Hey, let's go. Come on.
Man, you killed my apple.
All right. Yeah. Come on, you better look up.
Thank God I've got that off my chest.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Damn cat.
Hash, what can we do?
Most animals retreat from fire, correct?
Porker, can you rig 3 or 4 incinerator units?
I can rig 10 or 11, 12, whatever you want, man. Coming out your eyes, ears, your nose, your mouth, anything you want, man.
I'm proceeding to the 3rd junction. Limburger, have you got a fix on it yet?
office in the air duct. This is all that was left of him.
I'd better consult Mom.
What's your sign, baby? Where have you been all my life? Ooh.
He's a robot.
Okay, Porker. Load the shuttle with beer. I'm gonna blow that sucker right into outer space. Let's go.
Everything's gonna be okay, babe. Yeah.
Tutu Adams. Flirting is he? Flirting is he? What's that? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Honey, could you put the cat out? Jean-Pierre.
They don't have a football game on. They're supposed to have a football game. The TV guy says a football game and all they got's lousy science fiction. I hate science fiction. What good's a TV guide in space when you never know what day it is?
Tools of conquest do not necessarily come with bombs and explosions and fallout. There are weapons that are simply thoughts, attitudes, prejudices, to be found only in the minds of men. For the record, prejudices can kill, and suspicion can destroy. And a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout all of its own. For the children, and the children yet unborn.
Can you?
And the pity of it is that these things cannot be confined to the Twilight Zone.
And now here's Gregory Keller, the man who hopes to be laughing all the way to the bank if Illegal Alien proves to be a hit with appreciators of movie satire. Gregory, when were you first hit in the face with the idea to do a spoof of Alien?
About 2 minutes after I saw the film.
You knew immediately?
Yes. I knew there was nothing else I could do but do a spoof on this film. It demanded it.
Uh-huh. What was the first thing you did? What was your first step?
Well, my first step was to think about what would be needed to start a production like this.
How were you able to get those great-looking sets?
Well, the sets worked out really well. They required a lot of pre-production planning, a lot of thought, and what would be required.
But there are so many of them. How did you?
They're all the same. Actually, they're all the same set. They're just cannibalized to take a piece of one and incorporate it into the set of the other. Mm-hmm. And it was a real challenge to.
And you did this in San Francisco in an old warehouse?
Yeah, we rented a warehouse space, and within a period of 2 months, we produced this film, working on weekends.
Were you inspired by Hardware Wars? Was that one of the reasons that when you looked at this film, you said, if Ernie can do it with Star Wars, I can do it with Alien?
That's definitely, after I'd seen Hardware Wars, it gave me the kind of the confidence to do this kind of a parody because of the success of Hardware Wars.
What are your futures? What do you intend to do with your future as a filmmaker? Do you want to get into feature films?
Yes, I very much would like to get into feature films. In fact, my next project is working with a group of other filmmakers on doing a horror film, a horror anthology.
Sort of a Creep Show #2?
Yes, Creep Show #2. And we look forward to having this project done and advancing our careers.
Get a little philosophical here for a moment. What should film achieve? What do you think film is there for us to do with?
I think filmmakers have an obligation to put forth their philosophy, and to educate the public.
You seem to want to entertain us with what we've just seen.
I just, in picking a topic and doing the film, I've always enjoyed watching comedy, and I wanted to go the easiest route to complete the film, and so I picked a comedy theme to do it with, to make the film.
Well, good luck, Gregory. I hope that you can get some of your money back and it goes on to be a success and perhaps a stepping stone for you to bigger and better things. And I wish to thank Freuda Bartlett of the Serious Business Company of Oakland, the distributor of the film, for allowing us to show Illegal Alien tonight. And now we journey from the ridiculous to the sublime to a fantasy world inspired by the work of Alexander Korda and Ray Harryhausen, to the kingdom of the Arabian Nights tales, to sword and sorcery, to damsels and fair maidens being rescued and rescuing handsome wielders of blades, to a realm where evil dwells and magic too wondrous to behold radiates from the eye of the wizard. I'm impressed with the work of San Francisco filmmaker Louis Motisher. He's a good cameraman, and his aims are ambitious as he strives to duplicate the movie's best special effects. Animation, stop-motion monsters, matte work, double exposures. Almost every scene has something tricky about it. You have to watch very closely sometimes. And he brings it off remarkably well, considering his low budget and the limitations of 16 millimeter. Now, where the film falls down a little for me is in its weak performances and in the lifting of lines of dialogue and situations from The Thief of Baghdad. But put those little criticisms aside and appreciate this film for what it achieves and succeeds in doing, which is transporting us back to a time and place where a young hero falls in love with a king's daughter, only to be seized and thrown into irons, where an evil wizard works his magic to create the dance of the Skeleton Killers.
Arrest him. He will be executed in the morning. What am I going to do about that girl?
And now meet the wizard with the eye behind the camera viewfinder, the man who made the film you've been watching, Louis Motisher. Lou, what you're trying to achieve in The Eye of the Wizard is extremely tough because you're working with very little money. I was really impressed with the dancing skeletons. How did you pull that off?
Actually, it was very, very simple.
You can say that, but how did you really do it?
Well, in the long shot, the small skeletons are these very tiny 10-cent rubber skeletons that I got at a toy shop on Mission Street.
But they look so effective in the film, and of course, the way you've got them with the green effect and everything.
Yeah, it was actually, they were just puppeted by a person wearing a black glove.
It's that simple.
Yes, it was very simple.
I guess sometimes the best effect is perhaps achieved in the simplest way.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought there were some great effects in Illegal Alien and that.
Yeah. Where did you photograph Eye of the Wizard?
Oh, it was all in local locations in San Francisco and in Berkeley.
In other words, you went to various locations and just pieced together your story.
Yes.
By carefully selecting your camera angles and blocking out the freeways and TV sets.
Mm-hmm. There are some great locations around here in Golden Gate Park and Fort Point and the cemetery out in Colma, and you can make quite a good fantasy film background from it, I think.
How much did Eye of the Wizard cost you totally?
Well, it probably cost about $3,000. It was, and the only thing really that I had to pay for is like film stock and processing and making a print at a lab.
Now, I always thought that special effects were expensive to do. And you have a lot of mat work, and we're going to see a better example of that a little later, where a young man does battle with a monster, and it's like a sequence right out of a Ray Harryhausen film.
Yeah, sort of, if you sort of blur your eyes a little bit.
What are your aspirations as a filmmaker? Do you want to be a feature filmmaker?
Yeah, well, yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yes, I would. It's a pipe dream right now. And
you seem to be hesitant about that. Why are you hesitant?
Well, because I can barely do this interview, let alone actually direct real actors or a crew.
You're doing pretty well so far.
Oh, thanks.
What are you doing next? What are you going to do to follow up Eye of the Wizard?
Well, I've been thinking of doing in the sort of Hollywood tradition, doing a sequel, Eye of the Wizard Part 2, or The Wizard's Good Eye, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, work a little more with the actors, I think. I think you have your camera effects down very well, and you know your camera angles. You certainly know how to use locations. Let me ask you again a question on a higher plane than we usually ask on Creature Features. In your opinion, what should film achieve? What should be its purpose? Art, entertainment?
Well,
how do you see it?
Personally, I guess I see it, art and entertainment both. I like it as a tool for those uses, and I've never been real interested in, propagandistic uses or even so much just informational uses. I mean, I know that that's a large territory but what I personally am interested in is sort of Hollywood escapism. And,
well, you certainly have captured that in Eye of the Wizard. And when I return, we're going to see more scenes from Eye of the Wizard as our young hero finds himself in mortal combat against a strange creature of the forest and meets 3 horsemen who come to his aid. Now we continue with part 2 of the Star Wars Gang of Tomorrow. Now in this action sequence from Eye of the Wizard, notice how Louis Motisher imitates the techniques and the cutting rhythm to be found in the work of Ray Harryhausen. Also notice the blending of stop-motion animation, matte work, and live action. See how the toy models are juxtaposed with the life-size mock-ups. The result is a fascinating pastiche, even if it is flawed by the limitations that Motisher must work under. Now, you'll recall that our young hero was in love with the king's daughter, who had been kidnapped by the wicked wizard. Our hero has followed her to an isolated island, and after being washed up on the beach, he sets out on foot to a strange forest filled with sinister forms of life.
Lloyd Wise, still on the scene for Lloyd Wise Truck Center. Giant reptiles, bigger than ever, are still crawling out of the bay. If you're trapped in the Bay Area, rush to Lloyd Wise Truck Center for Giant Reptile Sale Day.
We brought you some really outstanding films so far tonight on the Star Wars Gang of Tomorrow, but what you're going to see next is something very special. Without a doubt, I think it's the best semi-professional film I've seen in a long time. It's called Extended Play, and it was co-produced and directed by David Koshy with Chris Perry as co-producer. It's won a minimum of 40 awards at film festivals. Now, what makes it so outstanding? Well, first of all, its special effects are superb. It has humor that I think works quite well. And finally, in its own special way, it makes a meaningful comment about the effect that video game centers can have on young minds. Well, now, wait a minute. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. Why don't we just take a look at the film, and then when I return, I'll introduce you to the two young men who masterminded this mini masterpiece.
Peaches and cream on a sugar cone, please. Could you make that 2 scoops, please?
Be 95 cents, please. Hi, Cal.
Hi, Didi. Excuse me, sir. Would you like a free book? For a donation, of course.
Hi.
Oh. What a nerd.
you?
Pardon us, sir. Have you heard of Family Home Fun Evening?
Bearing, mark, set, shoot, fire on. $1?
Would you believe that film has won 40 awards at various film festivals all over the world? That's incredible. Well, the co-producers of Extended Play David Koshy and Chris Perry, wanted to be here tonight, but they're in such hot demand in Hollywood that they winged their way southward. Now, I'm not sure, but they may have been trapped in a computer video game somewhere way out there. Well, stay tuned for more stop-motion action when I introduce you to the incredible killer creature that almost destroyed Salt Lake City. Well, the man who started this whole Star Wars Gang of Tomorrow, Eat Your Heart Out, George Lucas thing is Ernie Vasilius, the inspired genius who gave us the finest movie parody of all time, Hardware Wars. Ernie also made Pork Lips Now, the takeoff of Apocalypse Now. I thought it might be fun tonight if we presented a seldom-seen film of Ernie's, something that lasts only 3 minutes, but which packs a lot of wallop into that brief time. Here it is, my favorite Ernie Vasilius film, Hurts to Be in Love.
And so you cry, you beg to be down, down, you beg to be loved. Day and night, night and day, it hurts to be in love this way. How long could I exist? Wanting lips I've never kissed. She gives all her kisses to somebody else. She thinks I'm just a friend, though it hurts I must pretend. The only way to keep her is keep yourself. And so I cry a little bit, oh, down a little bit, day and night, night and day. It hurts to be in love this way. And so I cry a little bit, oh, down a little bit, day and night, night and day. It hurts to be in love this way. It hurts to be in love, day and night, night and day. It hurts to be in love, night and day, day and night. It hurts to be in love, day and night, night and day. It hurts to be in love, night and day, day and night. It hurts to be in love, day and night, night and day. It hurts to be.
Well, that almost beats out Hardware Wars. Earlier tonight, we saw some very good stop-motion work by Louis Motischer in The Eye of the Wizard. Now let's take a look at another imitator of Ray Harryhausen, Mike Cassidy, who a few years ago made the giant brine shrimp. We don't have time to play the entire film, but I thought we'd highlight these few minutes as the incredible monster is on the loose in Salt Lake City, where this little film was made. Clone Babies, Illegal Alien, Eye of the Wizard, I Was a Teenage Alien, Extended Play. Just some of the examples of what Bay Area filmmakers are up to these days and nights, imposing their fantasy images on celluloid for the greater glory of cinema. Well, a commendable bunch of hardworking young people with visions of going on to great success in movies and TV. It's a tough business in which only a handful survive or ever make a reputation. Will these young people make it? Well, some will and some won't. I hope that by exposing their films tonight, I've given some of them inspiration, maybe a push in the right direction, maybe giving them the impetus to aspire to even greater heights. They'll have to get out there and fight the barracudas and sharks. The water will get bloody. Chewed off stumps will result. But out of it, I think some of the filmmakers that we've met tonight will survive and will succeed. I wish them the greatest luck that I could wish anybody. They're going to need it.